What's up, guys? It's your boy Something Blazer, and today we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 and how it might be being overhyped and overrated already without it being launched. So, from what I've seen on YouTube, Cyberpunk 2077 is everywhere. It's coming out in less than 2 days, so it has the right to be hyped up. So I'm not saying don't hype it up if you are ready for it, but I think way too many people are giving this game way too much of a praise. I'm just afraid of what might happen, because people seem to always overlook the possibility of this game flopping. Not saying it will, I'm saying there's a possibility, because the same thing happened about, I think it was 6 years ago. I think it was my freshman year in high school. No Man's Sky. It was a game about going into space, flying ships, going to planets, exploring, etc. And we were promised a lot of things. For example, we were promised building, we were promised online, most importantly. And those two big things that we were ready for weren't there. Two guys went to the same coordinates in space, saw the same planets and everything. They were alive as well, and didn't see each other. This is when we realized the game was just NPCs. So, I'm not saying the game will flop as hard as No Man's Sky, but what if it still can flop? We have to always keep an open mind about when a game can not be as expected, because there's a few features in this game that a lot of people already aren't too happy with. One, for example, this is a first-person RPG game. A lot of people aren't too happy with that, because when you think RPG, you think third-person, obviously. A lot of, like, The Witcher, for example, which is a game by the same developers that I'm aware of, I think. Please don't yell at me if I'm wrong. But the problem is, we're giving this game way too much hype, and I think it's because it's made by the same people who made The Witcher 3. A game that gets a lot of praise. Fantastic game from what I've heard. Haven't played it myself. I've been wanting to. A few times I've been close to buying it. But Cyberpunk can still flop, and it worries me, because I bought it too. Obviously pre-ordered it, but it doesn't surprise me when I see people overhyping, but it's the amount of people that are overhyping the game. Because what would these people do if the game flopped? Like, just go on a rampage, probably. But, like, let's go back to No Man's Sky for a second. No Man's Sky didn't have multiplayer, it didn't have building. But now if you were to go back and play No Man's Sky now, it's got everything we were promised and more. We have living ships, like ships that are creatures, and it's cool as fuck. Like, No Man's Sky is probably one of the best games I've played in a long time. But I don't play it a lot, because I just got bored of it. I played it too much on launch. So when it got all its updates, most of its community had already died off. And if we look at Cyberpunk 2077, will the same thing happen? Will we get disappointed and we have to wait for the content we're promised? I sure as hell hope not. I didn't pay $60 for a game that's half-assed. At least I hope I didn't. Cyberpunk 2077 has to be one of the most overhyped games I've ever seen since No Man's Sky. And I'm not saying you can't overhype a game. I'm not saying you can't hype a game in general. But holy crap. Is it just because Keanu Reeves is in it? Or is it just because we can make our dicks bigger? Like, guys, I mean, yeah, that's probably the best part of the game. Just dick size. Just massive cock. But what really are your guys' expectations? What really are your guys' limits for a game to let you down before you'll completely quit playing it? Before it'll break your limit to where you're like, alright, this game completely just was not what I wanted. What are your guys'... I would like to know about what your guys' opinions are on if Cyberpunk's getting overhyped. If it's like, maybe it isn't getting overhyped. Maybe that's just me. But are you guys overhyping it yourselves? Do you have reasons you're overhyping it? I would like to know them. And if you aren't hyped about it, also give your reasons. I would like to read some comments knowing what your guys' opinions are. It's good to read. I read a bunch of comments on the Borderlands video, or read the comments on the Destiny video. I don't think we had any on the Apex, but I love reading comments because it's good hearing what other people have to say. And I think that's why I like these rant videos. It gives me a chance to state how I feel. And so, now this is up to you guys. I was thinking about doing another video about Cyberpunk 2077 after its launch. Like maybe 2-3 days after launch. That way I could give it a chance, let it settle in, play a little bit of the game, get a feel for it, and then do a review on it. I would love to do that. But I want to know what you guys think, because I want to put content out there for what you guys want. But I also want to be happy with what I put out there. So I hope you guys would like to see more Cyberpunk, because I'm going to be uploading a lot of Cyberpunk. I'm going to do playthroughs. I'm going to do a playthrough of it after it launches, and hopefully I can have that done. I can have Darksiders done and ready for you guys by the end of the week as well. So that way I can stream Cyberpunk on Twitch on launch. That's the entire plan, is to stream that live. But anyway, I've drawn out this outro way too long, and I'm so sorry. I hope you guys enjoy the video /rant /review. Obviously, there will be a part 2 after launch. I would love to do a part 2. If you guys don't want it, state your opinions below why. I would love to hear you guys' opinions. It's really nice to hear. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video and or live stream, depending if you're followed on my Twitch at darkblazer987, no spaces. And feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment below. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.